The washing machine in your utility room right now was not designed to last. It was designed to last just long enough. And in the United Kingdom, where a basic engineer call-out costs £80 before a single part is touched, that distinction is going to cost you more than it costs anyone else in Western Europe. Today we are giving you the 5 brands that appliance engineers across the United Kingdom actually recommend when nobody from the manufacturer is in the room. Before we dive in, comment where you are watching from and click subscribe. Before we get into the brands, you need to understand something that every American appliance video you have ever watched completely ignores. The United Kingdom is not the same market. It is a more expensive market to fail in. And these machines are going to fail. Start with price. A washing machine retailing for £400 at AO.com frequently costs more in real terms than the equivalent machine in Germany or France, because the United Kingdom market has fewer competing large retailers, a thinner secondary market, and import logistics that brands use to justify margins they cannot charge elsewhere in Europe. Then the machine breaks. In London or Manchester, you might find an engineer inside a week. It will cost you £80 to £120 before a single part is touched. That is just the diagnostic fee. That is the price of someone telling you what is wrong, not fixing anything, not ordering a part, simply identifying the problem. In rural Norfolk, Cumbria, or anywhere more than an hour from a major city, that wait stretches further, and a travel surcharge appears on top. Parts compound the problem. United Kingdom appliance parts distribution is thinner than most people realise. The consolidation of the appliance industry over the past 25 years has reduced the number of independent parts distributors significantly. When a drum bearing fails on a 3-year-old machine in Exeter, the part is not necessarily in Bristol. It may be on backorder from a centralised distribution hub, assuming the manufacturer has not already discontinued it for that model year. 4 to 8 weeks waiting is not unusual. Meanwhile, you are at the laundrette twice a week spending money that the repair estimate already made look large. And the big retailers, Currys, AO, John Lewis, Argos, stock the brands with the best margin, not the best engineering. The durability conversation never happens on the floor. You will not find a salesperson at Currys who can tell you whether the drum assembly on the machine you are looking at is sealed or replaceable. You will not find one who can tell you how long the manufacturer commits to stocking spare parts, because the answers to both questions would frequently not help the sale. The United Kingdom appliance market was built to sell you the machine. Everything after that is your problem. I want to take you inside the machine for a moment, because understanding what changed is the only way to understand why the brands I'm about to recommend actually matter. In the 1980s, a washing machine was a mechanical system. The drum sat on a split tub. The bearings were accessible, replaceable components. When they wore out, an engineer ordered a £15 part, spent 40 minutes on the job, and the machine ran for another decade. You called someone, they fixed it, you went back to doing laundry. That was the whole story. Here is what changed. And it did not happen by accident. First, the drum. Starting in the late 1990s, manufacturers began switching to sealed drum assemblies. In a sealed drum, the bearing is permanently moulded into the outer tub housing, one integrated unit. When the bearing fails, and it will, you cannot replace just the bearing. You replace the entire assembly. In the United Kingdom, that conversation starts at £200 and frequently ends at £350 to £500, depending on the engineer's travel and the machine's age. On a machine you paid £350 for. That is not a repair decision. That is a replacement decision, which is exactly the point. Second, materials. The outer tub used to be stainless steel. Manufacturers replaced it with plastic. Cheaper, lighter, faster to produce. Plastic cracks under thermal stress and vibration. Because it is a sealed unit, a cracked tub triggers the same conversation as a failed bearing. Third, parts discontinuation. Manufacturers routinely discontinue replacement components 3 to 5 years after a model launches. A machine designed to fail at year 6 does not fail quietly in the UK. It fails expensively. I want to be precise here. These are not bad companies run by bad people. They are companies making rational decisions inside a system that rewards failure. Hotpoint and Indesit, both owned by Whirlpool Corporation, the Hotpoint name carries enormous legacy trust in the UK. Generations of British families bought Hotpoint. That trust is now doing work that the engineering underneath it no longer earns. Whirlpool recalled up to 519,000 Hotpoint and Indesit washing machines due to a door lock fault, creating a fire risk in machines gear manufactured from October 2014 to February 2018. Before that, 5.2 million tumble dryers under the Hotpoint, Indesit, Creda, Swan and Proline brands were subject to a safety recall after lint build-up caused 750 fires. 5.2 million units, 750 fires. That is not a quality control blip, that is a category failure, which magazines' reliability surveys consistently identify Hotpoint and Indesit as among the least reliable washing machine brands available in the UK. The legacy brand name is doing work the current product cannot support. Samsung. The shelf presence in UK electrical retailers is enormous. The reputation amongst appliance repair engineers is the worst I encountered researching this video. Samsung's diagnostic systems are proprietary enough that many independent UK engineers simply decline Samsung appliance jobs, not because they cannot do the work, but because they cannot source the parts quickly enough to make the customer relationship viable. When a major UK appliance repair company tells you they will not take Samsung washing machine bookings, that is the most honest product review available. Candy, Hoover and Haier, all part of the same Chinese-owned Haier group since 2018. Which magazines' reliability surveys consistently place these brands among the least reliable in UK owner data. In August 2025, the UK Product Safety Regulator ordered 17,000 heat pump tumble dryer owners to stop using their appliances immediately following a serious fire risk affecting Candy, Haier, Hoover, Baumatic and related brands. The modification program that had been applied to these machines was found to not adequately remove the fire risk. A recall whose own safety fix failed is a specific kind of failure that deserves specific attention. Before I give you the 5 brands that UK appliance engineers actually trust, drop a comment right now. How long did your last washing machine last? And was the repair quote that ended it suspiciously close to the cost of a new machine? I already know what a significant number of those comments are going to say, somewhere between 5 to 8 years, and I am willing to bet several of you will describe a repair quote that arrived at exactly the moment the manufacturer needed you to buy a new one. That is not a coincidence. That is engineering. Brand number 5, Bosch. Bosch is a German manufacturer, and it belongs on this list for one reason above all others, before we even get to a single specification or test result. Bosch commits to making spare parts available for a minimum of 15 years after a model launches, not just in Germany, but in the UK. In a market where 3-year parts discontinuation is normal, 15 years is not a feature. It is a philosophy. It means someone at Bosch decided the relationship with the customer does not end at the point of sale. Beyond parts availability, Bosch front-load washers consistently rank well in which reliability surveys. Their drum seals are built to a tighter tolerance than the standard UK market requires, which is one of the main reasons bearing failures happen later and less frequently. The motors are brushless, which eliminates a wear component that fails on conventional motor designs at around the 7-year mark. Price in the UK runs from £550 to £1,000 for their residential washing machine range. The key caveat, even with Bosch, is that the control boards are electronic and require an engineer's expertise. Make sure there is an authorised Bosch service centre in your region before you buy. In major UK cities, that is not a problem. In smaller markets, verify first. Brand number 4, AEG. AEG is owned by Electrolux, and it occupies the sweet spot between Bosch's engineering credentials and Miele's premium pricing. It is the recommendation for the buyer who wants genuinely above-average reliability without committing to the premium tier. It consistently appears in the upper tier of which reliability surveys. AEG's ProSteam and Ocomix technologies are not marketing words. They represent genuine engineering decisions that extend fabric life and reduce service requirements. More importantly for UK buyers, AEG has a well-established authorised service network across the country, parts availability that matches Bosch's commitment, and a price point that is accessible to more households than Miele. For the buyer who wants German engineering reliability without the premium price, AEG is the most honest recommendation in this list. In the UK, the price range is approximately £500 to £900. Brand number 3, LG, but only in specific configurations. I include LG on this list, and I want to be precise about why. The wrong LG purchase is not on this list at all. LG makes a direct drive motor. This is not marketing language. It is an engineering decision with measurable consequences. A conventional washing machine motor connects to the drum through a belt and pulley system. That belt wears out, the pulley bearings wear out, and those connection points become failure points. LG's direct drive motor eliminates the belt entirely and connects the motor shaft directly to the drum. Fewer moving parts, less vibration, less wear over time. LG backs the direct drive motor with a 10-year warranty in the UK. That is the longest motor warranty available from a major brand in this country. This is not a parts-only warranty. It covers the motor for 10 years. Here is the configuration warning. These numbers apply to LG's front-load direct drive lineup specifically. LG also makes top-load machines and budget-tier units that do not use the direct drive system. Those machines do not carry the same reliability record. When you're buying LG, you're buying the direct drive front-loader specifically. Verify the configuration before you hand over your card. The salesperson will not tell you the difference matters. It does. Price range in the UK, approximately £500 to £900. Brand number 2, Miele. Miele is the premium pick, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. This German manufacturer tests every single machine it produces for the equivalent of 20 years of regular home use before it leaves the factory. Every unit, not a sample, every unit. Miele commits to making parts available for a minimum of 15 years after a model launches, matching Bosch on that commitment. Their stainless steel drum is not simply the outer tub material other manufacturers use, it is the entire drum assembly, built to commercial tolerance, in a residential package. In the UK, Miele has an authorised service network in all major markets, and a parts distribution system that independent engineers describe as the best in the industry. When something breaks on a Miele, and it eventually will, the part exists, it arrives quickly, and the repair is manageable. Which magazine regularly rates Miele as one of the most reliable appliance brands available in the UK. The price is the price. Miele washing machines in the UK run from approximately £900 on the entry level to over £2,000 for the flagship W1 series. That number makes people stop. Here is the number that should actually stop them. A budget washing machine at £400 typically lasts 5 to 7 years in UK conditions before the sealed drum bearing fails or the control board goes. The engineer comes out with an £80 to £120 diagnostic fee before a part is touched. The repair quote comes back at £280 to £400 on a machine you paid £400 for. You make the only rational decision available. You buy a new machine, another £400. Then the laundrette runs during the 2-week gap, £8 a load, twice a week, for 2 weeks. That is another £32. Then the delivery charge on the new machine, then the recycling fee on the old one. Now do that calculation 3 times over 20 years, because with a budget machine that is exactly what happens. 3 machines, 3 repair call-outs that you declined, 6 weeks total at the laundrette, 3 delivery fees. Conservative total over 20 years, £1,600 to £2,200 depending on your postcode. A Miele at £1,000 running 15 to 20 years with proper maintenance. A single engineer call if something eventually needs attention, £150 to £200. Parts available for 15 years minimum. No sealed drum, no warranty that expires before the first fault pattern emerges. Total over 20 years, £1,200 to £1,300. The cheaper machine costs more. Not metaphorically, arithmetically. The budget machine is the expensive machine. The premium machine is the economical one. It just requires more money on day one, which is the one moment the showroom is designed to make you think about. That is not an accident. That is the retail model. Brand number 1, Speed Queen. Speed Queen is the brand that appliance engineers in the UK recommend most consistently when someone asked what they would buy for their own home. The reason is simple. Speed Queen does not make a residential appliance. They make a commercial appliance and sell it to residential customers. Speed Queen has been building the machines that sit in commercial laundettes across Britain and the rest of the world since 1908. Walk into any laundette in the UK, look at what is running. There is a very good chance you are looking at a Speed Queen or a machine built on Speed Queen commercial principles. Their residential lineup is built on the same commercial platform. The machines are engineered for the kind of load cycles that residential machines are never designed for, and they carry the lifespan data to prove it. Speed Queen tests every unit for the equivalent of 25 years of regular home use before it leaves the factory. Every unit, not a sample batch, every single machine. Their residential machines come with a 5-year full parts and labour warranty as standard, not a motor warranty, not a parts-only warranty. A full warranty covering the entire machine for 5 years. In the UK, where most budget machines ship with a 1-year warranty, and a sealed drum that will cost you £400 to repair in the 4th year, a 5-year full warranty is a different category of commitment. The machines are manufactured in Ripon, Wisconsin. Parts availability into the UK is consistent and well established. Independent UK appliance engineers know these machines. The design has not changed dramatically in decades, which means the knowledge base is deep and the diagnostic process is straightforward. When something eventually needs attention, you will not be waiting for a proprietary part on a 6-week backorder from a manufacturer who discontinued your model 2 years ago. Price in the UK runs from approximately £900 to £1,400. That is the number that makes people hesitate in the showroom. It is also the number that ends the washing machine purchasing conversation permanently for most households that commit to it. Here is the rule. Write it somewhere. Put it in your phone before the next time you are standing in a Currys under fluorescent lighting, while a salesperson explains the benefits of the digital inverter technology and the smart home connectivity and the 15 wash programs. Check the warranty length, check the drum, check the parts commitment. If a washing machine ships with a 1-year warranty, the manufacturer is telling you something. They expect the machine to work for approximately 1 year, and they are not prepared to back it beyond that. That is not pessimism, that is the actuarial reality of the warranty calculation. If the drum is a sealed assembly, the bearings cannot be replaced independently. You are buying a machine with a designed failure point that converts a £50 repair into a £400 conversation or a replacement purchase. If the manufacturer does not commit to parts availability beyond 3 to 5 years, you are buying a machine that may become effectively unrepairable before it stops running. In the UK specifically, add one more check. Does the manufacturer have an authorised service network in your actual region, not just in London, where you live? If the answer is no and the machine breaks, you are coordinating an independent repair on a machine with a thin parts supply chain. That is manageable in a city. In a smaller market, it is a very expensive problem. The brands on this list pass all 4 checks. The brands in the section above fail at least 2 of them by design. The sticker price is a trap. The total cost of ownership is the number that matters. And in the UK, where every variable in that equation, service costs, parts availability, retail premiums, runs higher than the European market most appliance content is written for, the trap is more expensive here than almost anywhere else. Spending more on day 1 is almost always cheaper than spending less on day 1 and then spending again in year 5.